in any comfortable seated position. You can have the hips propped up if you'd like, and you can work with any gesture with the hands, first finger and thumb together, interlocked fingers with the thumbs touching. And let the eyes relax. Soften your jaw, relax your shoulders a little bit as you settle into your seated upright position. The eyes rest at one point. Start to observe the physical sensation of the breath moving through the nose and throat. Any other movement that you might tune into, maybe in the rib cage or the navel. Notice as you start to pay more attention to the breath, the mind slows down a bit. And maybe we can become more conscious of thoughts or feelings or emotions within the mind. And training ourselves to observe without attachment. Drawing our attention back to that sensation of the breath or any physical or even subtle sensations in our own body. Stay attentive to the breath and those sensations. Let's start to bring some attention now to our intention for class. This could be something like to manifest in terms of your health or well-being. It could be a spiritual aspiration you have within your own heart. As you continue to focus on that intention, take the next 3 breaths with awareness at the heart center, right behind the sternum. Palms together in front of the heart center. We ask and trust that our practice today supports this intention and moves it towards its fullest expression. We'll chant Hari Om 3 times together to open up the practice. Inhale. Slowly open the eyes. And let's start on our hips today with the legs out in front. So you can have the hips still propped up on a bolster or blanket if you'd like. It might help with this, especially since we're doing these exercises a little bit more toward the front end of class. And sometimes I put it more towards the middle, sometimes even towards the end. But essentially you're going to be on your hips and the legs are going to be out in front of you like so. You're going to have the hands back behind you for support at first. So you're going to be leaning back a little bit. And then if you're facing the long edge of the mat or the short edge of the mat, you want to move yourself back towards the back of the edge of the mat. So whenever you're doing, whether it's in the short edge or the long edge, just make sure you're more towards the back edge of the mat because you'll move a little bit with this one. So from here, we're going to start sweeping the hips from legs from side to side. So go ahead and take the legs off to one side and just kind of take a breath here just to get a sensation of what this feels like for you from the lower back and hip area all the way down to the knee and maybe even into the ankle for you on both legs. And back to center. Go off to the other side. Notice how this feels on this side. One side might feel a little more available to the other. Just kind of paying attention to where you might feel it more on the side than the other if the sides do feel different. And then we're going to go back and forth. We're going to do this breath enhanced. I don't want you to force anything with bringing the legs down to the floor. I don't want you to put any unnecessary torque in the knee. Be sensitive to how the hip and leg bone are moving. So pay attention to how that upper leg bone is rotating in the hip. As you notice, you'll start to inch forward, which means you might need to adjust the hands further forward if you're feeling a little too much of a stretch in the shoulder. And you can make those adjustments. Just going to do a few more on each side. If you're facing the long edge of the mat, then you might need to even scoot back a little bit. If you come off the mat, that's okay. Just do one more to each side. Alright, and once you come back to center, you can scoot yourself back a little bit. And then we're going to extend the left leg out in front. I'm just going to be at an angle here so I stay in the frame. You can face any way you'd like. Left leg extends, right knee bends. Again, you can still have something underneath the hips. You're going to take that external rotation with the thigh, get this ankle up on top of the left thigh. Grab your right foot with your left hand like so, just grabbing the top of the foot there. And then we're using our right arm and upper back to move this leg. So instead of using my leg muscles to move the leg, I want to use more of my upper body to move the lower half of the body. Now we're not correlating breath with movement with this one, but you just want to be mindful. We're not holding the breath in or out. We've gone some time in one direction. We're going to switch the direction but stay on the same leg. It's another one we don't want to force the knee down. Really move from the hip. If the hip feels a little tight, notice the front of the work will go toward the knee. You just want to be careful of that. And then we're going to switch sides. Extend the right leg out, bend the left knee first, then externally rotate, then lift the leg up and bring that on top of the thigh. And now the left arm upper back moves to the left leg bone in the hip. Check in with your breathing pattern. Reverse the direction if you haven't already. And we're going to extend the legs out. We're going to come onto the back next. So once you're on the back, set yourself up just like you would for bridge. The feet are going to be hip width distance apart and parallel. Heels pretty close to the hips without touching. Once you get the back of the head and shoulders in place, we're going to take a simple bridge here, root through all 3 points of the feet, ball mount and big toe, ball mount and pinky toe in center of the heel before engaging the glutes and lifting the hips up. You might engage upper back a bit more. You have their arms alongside the body, palms down. You can grab the heels between first finger and thumb, or if you grab the ankles comfortably, you can grab the ankles. Hold this shape here. Feel the stretch in the front line. Stretch for the navel, front of the hips. Strong back line, glutes, hamstrings, muscles along your spine. And our lower spine and hips down. And we'll keep the sole of the foot on the left foot on the floor. Take the right leg straight up toward the sky. Interlock your fingers behind your right thigh or calf, whatever's comfortable for you. We can keep shoulders and head on the floor. Relax any unnecessary tension in the right leg. Take the left leg straight out onto the floor. Toes will point straight up. And we're going to hold this shape here. If you want to do a little ankle rotation movement, that feels good. If you're been standing a lot today or have done a lot of walking, you can go ahead and get those ankle rotations in. This might feel really good. we're going to bend that right knee. We're going to keep working with this right leg. Grab the right knee with your left hand, right arm out to a T formation. Slowly take that leg across the body. Let this right foot rest on the inside of your left thigh as you continue on with the twist. So that right foot has a little bit of earth energy under it, and then your left arm, upper back, is holding this right leg in place, which will allow you to relax the right hip and lower back a bit more. Check in and make sure your eyes and jaw are soft, and as you follow the breath into the body, notice how your body responds to the breath. And we'll engage the navel, bring the torso leg back. And then when you bring the sole of the right foot on the floor, just make sure your hips and your rib cage feel centered again, lined up, and then we'll take the left leg straight up toward the sky. Interlock fingers behind that leg first, and then settle into that left hip before straightening the right leg out onto the floor. The toes pointing up. Once you have that shape, you can do some ankle rotations on this side. Keep regulating the breath, so you're taking about a 5-second breath in and 5-second breath out. And we'll bend that left knee. Right hand, left knee, left arm T formation, palm up. Slowly start taking that twist. Inside of left foot, rest on the inside of right thigh. Relax that left shoulder down. Keep the right arm upper back engaged just enough to keep that left leg in place. Inhalation will bring the torso back to center. Bring both knees up toward the chest. So we're going to bring the knees in a little closer. Sometimes we take the knees wide, more shoulder width distance. I'm going to have you keep the knees and legs in a little closer so that we get more compression toward the navel area. You can have the hands around the shins, thighs. Maybe wrap the arms around the legs depending on your availability. We're going to do a little rocking from side to side. They don't have to be big rocks. Just enough to get a bit of a massage in that lower back area. Now, for whatever reason, if the hips just aren't agreeing with this position and there's any pinching, you can definitely take the knees wider if you need to. Don't put yourself in any kind of discomfort to keep the legs close together. But if it's available, we're just after a little bit more of that compression toward the center of the navel. And then you can either rock up symmetrically or roll off to one side. We're going to set up in tabletop pose next. So the legs are going to be behind us now, across the ankle. Bring the head forward, wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Fingers are spread wide. And once you have tabletop pose, we'll do cat-cow stretch. Tailbone, chest, and head up on the inhale. And draw that navel back toward the spine. Relax the neck on the exhale. Go back and forth at your own pace. The breath feel easy. And have the breath be 1 or 2 seconds longer than the movement. One last round here. And on the next inhale, come to more of a neutral position for the spine. We'll get the right wrist just to the outside of the mat here. Fingers still spread wide. Take the left hand to the base of your skull. We'll take those thoracic spine openers. On the exhale, we're going to scoop that left elbow toward the right wrist. And on the inhale, we open up the navel and chest toward the wall on the left a bit. And go back and forth between those 2 points. We want more of an arc, shape with the elbow movement. So really focusing on the twisting action at the waist, all the way up the spine between the shoulder blades. One last round there. On your next inhalation, we'll set up that left palm the same way, right hand to the base of the skull. Take an inhalation and then start that exhale with the elbow moving toward the wrist and elbow away from the wrist of the inhale. We'll bring a little more emphasis on that engagement in the navel, or the twisting right at that lower rim of the rib cage. You will feel a little expansion or openness between the shoulder blades at the end of the exhale and some engagement around the shoulder blade during the end of the inhale. Last try on this side. And on the next inhale, you can bring the arms back, shoulder width distance, wrists in front of the shoulders. So we're setting up for downward facing dog, modified plank here first, and then take the hips back and up. Do a little movement there with the hips, legs, keep the basic shape of the posture, and keep regulating the breath. Bring the knees down. And then we'll take gate pose. Torso comes forward with the hips. You're going to extend your right leg off to the side. I'm going to face the camera here so I can stay in my frame. And then we're going to take the extension off to the extended leg. The lean off to the extended leg. So opposite arm goes up. Slowly start to lean. Other hand, lower hand goes down the leg anywhere past the knee. Keeping the chest and navel nice and open toward the wall that you're facing. All the breath into the body. Feel that expansive quality of the inhalation move through the side line. Relaxing the unnecessary tension around the crease of the hip on the extended leg. Activate those side muscles to come up and out of gate pose on that side, and then we'll switch sides. Belly's firm, lengthen, and then exhale, lean toward the extended leg. Relax your jaw, eyes. Relax any effort that you can here in the shape, keeping the integrity to the pose. Sweep that left leg forward into a runner's lunge. When we get that set up, left leg forward, and bring the back knee down. So make sure the knee's comfortable. If you want to double up the mat or use a blanket, something under the knee, go ahead and do that. So we bring the torso up. Once you have the lower half of the body established, we keep the hips settled. Front leg stays in place. We're not moving the hip or leg back and forth for lunging windmills. As you inhale, sweep the arms back and up. You exhale, forward and down. Continue with that at your own pace. Feel that stretch in the navel on the way up as you inhale, and the compression of the navel on the exhale. We're getting big circles in here with the arms. Next time the arms are down, we're going to keep them there. We're going to have that right arm supported, wrist under shoulder. We're going to straighten the back leg, press through that heel, twist to the left. Left arm can either go straight up toward the sky, or you can have that left arm on the left palm on the left thigh for support. Stay rooted through ball mount of left big toe and settle into left hip. On the next inhale, out of the twist. And we'll get that right foot forward, forward folding. Relax the neck muscles for a moment as you exhale again. And then switching sides. Left foot goes back, Back knee's going to go down from a runner's lunge, and torso comes up. Settle into hips as evenly as you can. And then when you're ready, take those sweeping motions with the arms. Inhaling back and up, exhale forward and down. Last round here. Left arm is supported. Straighten back leg. And you can leave the right hand right here if you'd like. Use that as a little bit of a counter force, or right arm straight up toward the sky. Next, inhale out of the twist. Next, exhale, left foot forward. Let's take an inhale here, and then exhale. Let's take Uttanasana next. So we've got a deep forward fold here. Make sure the feet are pretty parallel. You grab opposite elbows or intertwine the arms around each other. As you breathe in, you feel a little more attention getting drawn toward that middle back area where the kidneys and your adrenal glands live. It feels like you're not able to take a full breath in. You can always come up a little bit, give it a little more space for the navel. Just kind of test out the waters here. I want you to still be able to take a full breath in. Shouldn't feel like the breath is shortened or feels erratic. And then we'll let the arms hang down, strong back, belly, and legs come all the way up. Keeping the gaze downward just in case there's any dizziness. You end up with arms alongside the body. Making sure the knees aren't locked out. We have a neutral relationship between shoulder girdle, rib cage, hips, and feel connected to the soles of the feet. Palm on a big toe, palm on a pinky toe, and the center of the heel. And we'll cross the right ankle in front of the left. You can line up the big toes as best as you can. A little angle there with the hip, but we'll keep shoulders nice and squared off toward the front. Take the right arm up alongside the ear, take the lean toward the left. Left arm can be relaxed and heavy, or left arm can cross the front of the body. The hand can rest on the right rib cage. Inhale, come out of the side stretch. Keep the legs the way they are. Hinge at the front of the hip here. Take the forward fold. Hands can be on the thighs here above the knee. They might come as low as the shin, maybe the ankles. Use the hands on thighs again to bring you up on the inhale. And then we'll unravel the legs and we'll switch sides. Once you get that right foot firmly planted, left ankle in front of the right. Left arm up alongside the head and lean toward the right. We'll feel a little hip shift to the left. Remember, you can sweep that arm across, right arm across the front of the body, right hand on the rib cage. Following the breath into the body. Find that expansive quality moving through that left sideline now. Out of the side stretch and into the forward fold. Keep the legs crossed. strong back belly. You can use the arms on the inhale to come up. And then once you're back to vertical, you'll unravel the legs. And then we'll face the long edge of the mat. If our arms are to a T formation, ankles will be about under the elbows. Triangle pose next. Turn the left toes to the short edge, right toes in, heel to heel alignment. Keep shoulders squared off toward the long edge of the mat while keeping that left knee in the same track with the toes. Exhaling to take the side stretch. Right arm goes straight up toward the sky without wrenching the arm back. If there's any movement in the upper half of the body, we're going to feel from the spine, not from the hip, but from the spine, we're opening up the navel and chest toward the wall that we're facing. You can keep the gaze toward that wall at the horizon, or if it's comfortable for the neck, you can gaze up toward that right thumb. Next, we have strong side body and legs. Just come up, and then we'll get the feet parallel, and we'll switch sides. Keeping the distance between the heels, keeping that heel to heel alignment, checking with the relationship between right knee, hip, rib cage, and then take the side stretch on your exhale. Lower belly is pretty firm here without tucking the tailbone under. Soft gaze at one point, either toward the horizon or up toward left thumb this time. And next, inhale, torso up. Feet parallel, hands can go on the hips. We're going to take the feet a little wider, about an inch, maybe inch and a half on both sides. And then keep the toes pointing straight ahead to the long edge. You're going to feel more internal rotation with the thigh bones. Interlock fingers behind the hips, straighten the arms, or Pitta-pacifying. Forward fold when you're ready. Torso up all around the inhale, strong thighs. Release the hands, turn your left toes at a slight angle outward for Cossack squat or crouching tiger. Fingertips or palms to the floor. You can also use blocks here to get more support in the upper half of the body. And let go of any unnecessary tension around the crease of the right hip here. Make sure that left knee goes in the same direction as the toes. Create space in the hip. Relax the effort. Let your body weight and gravity play out here. As you exhale, facilitating more relaxation in the hip structure. And then we'll lift the hips up. And once the body weight's out of the hips there, we're going to switch sides and walk the hands off toward the right. Checking with that relationship between right knee, right toes. Make sure those are on the same track. And see if there's any unnecessary tension you let go of around the crease of the left hip here. Lift the body weight out of the hips here. We're going to go back into a runner's lunge facing the front leg, or front edge of the mat. Sweep the front leg back, wrist shoulder width distance, downward facing dog on the exhale. Alright, let's take the left knee behind the left wrist for a one-legged pigeon pose. Scoot the right foot back, settle into the hips as evenly as you can. Couple options here. You can keep the palms right where they're at. A little lift to the chest, forward movement with the sternum. Hands come back a little bit further. Fingertips can support. Get a little more extension in the spine, lengthening the ribcage away from the hips as the hips stay heavy. Third option is to reach back for the bind. We have a couple options to reach back for the bind. So the left arm stays supported. You reach for the outside of the ankle with right hand, inside of the right foot with right hand. And some of you at this point might have more availability to start bringing the heel in toward the outer edge of the hip. Listen to the signals there in the shoulders. Eventually you might get that rotation with the elbow, wrist, and shoulder to get elbow over the wrist. Next, inhale, release the bind if you have it. Careful with the back knee. Set the wrist, palms, arms back up. Shoulder width distance. Take body weight on hips and downward facing dog for one full breath. Even hips and even shoulders. Then we'll switch sides. Right leg forward. Keep the hips pretty even here as you scoot that left foot back. Whatever variation you practice on the last side, do on this side. Hold it. Follow the breath into the body. Release the bind if you got it. Find your way back into downward facing dog. At least one, maybe two resting breaths in downward facing dog. And then come forward into plank and lower all the way down to the floor. As you're down, lengthen the navel, lifting the chest up, bring the flat of the belly down. Feet, legs, hip width distance apart. Arms alongside the body at a slight angle with the palms on the floor. We're going to keep palms on the floor as you engage the glutes to lift the feet up. And strong back to lift the heart. Peel the front of the shoulders away from each other and away from the ears. Free breathing here in locust pose. Lower down, flip the palms up, left ear to the floor, turning the head to the right. And we'll relax everything into the floor. Arms, legs, hips, shoulders. Relax your eyes, your jaw, and your neck. On the next inhale, lift the right ear toward the floor and settle everything back into the earth. Arms and wrists shoulder distance apart for Sphinx pose. Strong upper back. Remember, we're not resting on the shoulders here. We're going to push into the forearms, lift up out of the shoulders. Feel like we're lengthening from the lower belly up through the chest and front of the throat. down, let elbows spread out. Slide hands back, curl toes under, leave knees and feet on the floor, push chest and belly away from floor and hips back over this. And then from here, start to walk the hands out in front. Still, they can't go any further forward without moving the hips for quarter dog. Start to lower belly and chest toward floor, making sure we're not jamming up the shoulders or resting into any areas along the spine that feel hypermobile. Keep enough weight moving back to the hip structure to maintain length in the torso and a little traction for the spine. On the next inhale, we'll lift the heart and head up. Keep the right arm supportive here. Left arm under the right. Probably bend the right elbow a little bit to get shoulder and head to the floor. Keep the right arm upper back supportive as you relax any unnecessary tension on the left upper back and left arm. Use that strong upper right back and arm to come out of the twist. The left arm supports and right arm underneath. Notice any tension you can let go of or gripping around the right shoulder, right arm. Also check in with your neck, your eyes, and your jaw. Next inhale, we'll come out of that twist. Walk the hands back, keep knees close together. Some of you need a bolster block or a combination of props for Virasana. Go ahead and make sure you grab those, set yourself up so your hips are supported by something, if not the floor. And once we have this lower half of the body established, we'll take alternating swimmers with the arms. Right arm goes up, left arm underneath. As you exhale, draw the fingertips toward each other along the spine. As you inhale, switch the arms in the opposite way, and then exhale, fingertips toward each other. Go back and forth at your own pace. One last round. One more with the right arm up and one more with the left arm up. Done that last round, come forward. Take downward facing dog for just a breath or two. And then we'll come down to the knees, across the ankles, bring the feet forward and front again. We're going to have some options here for the inversion. You can set up for shoulder stand with the blanket underneath shoulders and arms. If you're not doing a full inversion today, you can take a one-legged bridge pose. 4 to 5 breaths on each side. You can rest between sides. And for whatever reason you're staying away from even, full or partial inversions like that, you can rest in Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, heels close to the hips, arms can be alongside the body at the same angle as your thighs. Or if you're practicing a full inversion today, we will go into Shalabhasana, or Sarvankasana, or shoulder stand. So make sure we're set up the upper back, strong navel, support lower back, that lift. anywhere between 7 and 10 breaths in Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. Remember, at any point you start to feel too much weight getting taken out of the core or the support of the arms, start to feel any tension in the neck, you can slowly bring yourself out of it. You don't have to stay up for the full 7 to 10 breaths. Make sure the breath feels pretty fluid. It shouldn't feel erratic or too short. Ready to come out. As much control as possible. We'll meet up. Soles of the feet on the floor, knees bent, feet mat width distance apart. With the knees falling toward each other, the arms should be at a slight angle with the palms up. Let everyone get caught up here for a moment. Take some resting breaths. If it feels good to turn your head back and forth a little bit, feel free to do that now. And then from here, we'll extend the legs out, legs close together. Toes actively pointing away from the knees for fish pose, Matsyasana. Elbows in close toward the hips and rib cage. You're going to use strong back muscles and the weight or the pressure through the arms to lift the heart and head up. Open the front of the throat, top of the head to the floor. You can keep elbows supportive, or if you feel comfortable having heels, hips, and head being supportive points, you can bring palms together in front of the chest. Check in with your breathing pattern. Use your elbows on the floor again if you've moved them to lift the head up enough to bring back of the head to the floor. Relax here, arms, legs, hips, shoulders, eyes, jaw. Then we'll bend both knees. We'll keep the legs close together. Arms go to a T formation with your palms up. And we'll do simple twisting from side to side. So the knees go to the right. Turn your head to the left. Back to center. Knees to the left, head to the right. Back to center. You take a moment to assess the physical body. If there's any other simple posture or movement you feel would bring further compensation into the body, muscles or joints before corpse pose, feel free to take that shape or the movement. and we'll all meet up in Shavasana. Comfortable and neutral position for hips, lower back, shoulder blades, and base of the skull. Muscles and the bones give in to gravity. Stay receptive to all that's within your highest good in regards to healing and resolution. space around you. Start to take some deeper breaths in. Start to create some movement in the physical body. Find your way back up to a comfortable seated position. Lock the fingers, have the thumbs touching. Take a few moments to settle in to the spine, the hips, relax your shoulders, the eyes rest at one point. Practice Shikari Pranayama. This is where we're inhaling through the mouth. Open the lips. The teeth will be closed, right? So you want to make sure you're not clenching the jaw. Bottom and top row of the teeth can still stay away from each other. As the tongue relaxes in the mouth and you slowly bring the breath in through the teeth, you'll feel the cooling sensation ride over the tongue. Close the lips and then exhale through the nose. So lips open. Slowly inhale. Feel the breath move through the teeth, over the tongue. And then close the lips and exhale through the nose. Continue to do that at your own pace. A cooling sensation starts to build up. And feel that sensation move towards the back palate, even towards the base of the skull. Two more rounds. Finish your last round. Resume a natural breathing pattern. Some time for observation. Any shifts in the condition of the mind, the physical body, nervous system. exhalation, allow your attention to drift outward. Aware of the space and the sounds around you. And as you exhale, feel the support of the floor underneath you. Your body weight settled into spine and hips. Palms together in front of the heart center. We'll take a moment for reflection and gratitude. Anything that moves through our hearts and our minds, we'd like to acknowledge and give thanks for. Seal the practice by chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Inhale. Shanti Shanti Shanti. All beings, without one exception, know peace and be released from suffering. So it is, and so it shall be. So open the eyes. Thanks for joining me tonight. I will see you next time. Have a great evening if you joined me live.